Probably right at the bottom of the hour. Why don't we start or we are recording?
We are.
Okay, very good. Well, folks, thank you for joining us. I already know I've got a couple of three people that messaged in saying that they could not attend, but Brian's recording, so they'll be able to see the recording. And Sherry, we'll share that information with you. If you're like me, I try to review everything I've ever done. I remember back 30 years ago doing meetings or trainings, and people say, would you mind if we record? And I'd say, sure, so long as you do two things. Do not distribute this. I don't want to see this being, people being charged $25 for the training tape, and I need a copy. Because that's the only way that you can tell what you're doing is if you get to see it. So folks, I want to welcome Sherry Martin to the call. She graciously offered to, well, she didn't offer, I twisted her arm, to join us. And I don't know how much, I'm sure all of you follow Facebook a lot more than me, but I got to just share this with you. And I have it popped up here so I can see it. Where is it? There we go. Sherry was just recently recognized this past week for becoming a brand new director. She hit the Leader in Action 20 Club, that special recognition club. She got over $1,100 in bonuses, and that's not even including some that we don't know about yet. She got her new director $250 payment. 3 consultants got her $300. Cycle bonus times 2 is $500. I don't even know what that is. Sherry, maybe you can share that with us. Plus a team director bonus and a manager bonus pool. And so just so excited about having Sherry with us. And I do have a couple of quick things. Sherry, if you would mind, I'm going to, beg your indulgence. I want to do a couple of quick things from the Leaders in the Loop email. I'm not going to go through all of it, but a couple of things I want you guys to be aware of. Some new products coming out, check out the shakes. We're doing a price adjustment on May the 6th. Okay, apparently for 19 years, there's been no price increases, which is astounding. I did get a link for an updated price list and a comparison price list. Has anybody seen any of that information yet?
I saw it. Pat actually shared it in the they share group.
Oh, okay.
So I read it, but a couple of things come to mind. I browsed the pricing list. It's like $1 or $2
right.
On all. It's like so minimal, we're not even going to notice.
3/4, 80% of the prices that were increased by were $1. Okay.
Exactly.
There were a number of things that didn't increase. A couple of things increased by $2. There were a few packs that were increased by, $5, $6, $8. It's like a negligible, nobody's going to notice. Okay. However, a couple of things I did look at when there was a $1 increase in something, we got a $1 PV increase. So they're only making 50 cents on that deal, So anyway, I wanted to make you aware of that. That's not a big thing. Collagen, this isn't in the email, but I heard this on the, I don't know, global top 300 call, whatever it is, okay, whatever the call is, was the collagen we're looking like by about another week or so, we should be pretty much caught up. And so I forget if they said May the 6th or May the 15th, something along that line, like, eminently. We will be on a, order today, ship tomorrow status on the collagen. That's good. Stuff about the videos that we've been having. Beach is calling. There was one other thing in here. Where was it? The LIA Club contest is still available for this commission month and the next one as well. Okay. Hans, good to see you, sir. Johnny, good to see you. And then obviously Roger and Ernest. Hey, everybody. Amy, always pleasure to have you as well. So what I want to do here, and I want to leave ample time for you guys to ask questions. I asked Sherry to join us because what she did is spectacular. Okay, I mean, we're talking about hitting a new rank, getting in on the exclusive LIA 20 group. I'm not in that yet. Okay, Sherry is. I'm not. Man, somebody is dinging me like crazy. And I'm not speaking out of school here because I said this to Sherry. Said to me, one of the biggest things that's exciting to me and why I wanted her to join us and kind of share a little bit about what she did, why it happened, and so on. Sherry is not, a $1 million multi-level, marketing guru that just happened to join Isogenics and hit the deal out of the park. Okay, that's not Sherry. All right. And Sherry, I'm going to ask you to kind of share your story, briefly, your background, and in particular, because all of us are, we're in different levels of the business. Some of it's around for a long time. Some are relatively new. Some have been around a long time and just really ramping it up now. And to me, not only is it inspirational to see somebody like yourself who isn't 20 years old, okay, and doing TikTok and Instagram, right? I don't think you're doing TikTok and Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram a little bit.
Okay, but not a big time producer. I mean, people expect Reed Nelson to hammer the deal. Reed's got he's coming up on 45, 50 years and 45 or $50 million in income. We expect Reed to do the deal. Okay. And I thought your story would just be really valuable and inspirational to the group that we're working with. And there'll be a number of other people that'll be watching the replay as well. So Sherry, it's all yours. Tell us a little bit about, your background in multi-level, how you came to Isogenics. I know you came from Zija, and specifically, what did you do? What did you do that all of a sudden got this incredible momentum going in your business?
Well, one thing I did is I landed in a fantastic group of upline mentors. That's I have to say that's the main thing of what I've done. That's been the main help. So some background, we can go back till the 70s. I joined a company that turns out to be Ken Brailsford's first company. So Nature Sunshine. I joined that for herbs, mainly just to use for myself. Shared a little bit, but people thought that was a little bit strange. But I've always been kind of my own person, walked my own, in a way a follower, but in another way, there's certain things that I'm strict on, that I do what I feels right to do, irregardless of what the others are saying. So anyway, I was in that company, then I was in another company, and one thing led to another, and we moved from California to Washington. I met a couple that we really liked, and we joined their company, always pretty much to buy the product at wholesale to the users and share it a bit. I kind of got going a bit in a different company, but it really wasn't the best fit. Then I talked to Mary Lou Reardon about Zija, and because I had so much confidence in her, one conversation and I was in. And I just loved this. I loved the super mix. I call it my swamp water, and it's done amazing things for me. And I was in Zija about 5 years, and then then we lost Dr. Plant, and I thought, oh no, I really miss Dr. Plant. And then I find out 6 months later, well, we didn't really lose him. He just went ahead of us. I had a momentary moment of panic that, oh no, I'm not Zija anymore. But then I realized, no, my upline is fine. And my upline's not worried. So I don't have anything to worry about. And we marched on. And the 6 months we were in the Zija and Isogenics, we got paid from both companies. So that was quite amazing. And the fact that Isogenics moved our businesses over as is, so we didn't lose anything, I thought that was quite amazing. And then when this came out, Leader in Action form, And Mary Lou and I meet on Monday morning, and we have a time where we talk about, I put down my goals, and she's, helped me a lot with this. I had a lot of zeros in here, and I learned to be okay with the zeros, to go ahead and put the zeros in, because I'm still working it. I was working it. The zero didn't mean I hadn't done anything. It just means that I hadn't gotten my goal. I hadn't reached my goal in that particular area. And even on this, where I became director, there's zeros. I've got 3 zeros in there. Well, one thing we did in addition, we put cycles down. We decided to put a goal of cycles in here. And so actually I got 5 cycles each the last 2 weeks. And when I kind of hit it by accident, I didn't even realize cycles, and Mary Lou pointed it out to me. So I just, and I'm not was never a big earner, but I always had faith that someday I'd get it. I always believed in the network marketing business. And I always believed that someday it'll happen. And boy, this last few months, it's happening.
Now, when we were talking on the phone, one of the things I was hoping you'd spend some time talking with us about is, how did that happen? Because
Okay.
we share the product, we share the opportunity, teach others to do the same. I mean, that's all pretty generic stuff. You'd been with Zija, for what you said, 5 years.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and did you come over with Mary Lou and the gang from Nikon?
About a month after them,
Okay.
I talked to Mary Lou. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And so you essentially signed up under Mary Lou in Zija, but you'd known her from that previous company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we were cross lines in Nikan, and then Steve Johnson and Mary Lou. Steve is under Mary Lou, and he's here in Yakima, so I actually signed up under Steve. So
Okay.
it helps us both. Yeah.
Okay. And so you spent 5 years with Zija. And you had a little bit of success there. You had great product results. And we made the transition to isogenics. One of the things that you'd said was that you really, really liked the isogenics products.
Yeah.
But something happened here in the last, 30, 60, 90 days that changed your daily method of operation, or your focus, or something like that. And I think that would be real helpful to people if they could hear what it was that made the difference, that all of a sudden, boom, things are just starting to hammer for you.
Okay. What came to mind is I got on the calls. I got on the focus calls, and I got on the weekly trainings, and I joined groups also. And I joined groups not just to tell them about isogenics, but to add value, but build relationships. And some of those relationships have resulted in customers or even a consultant. So I think I just focused on personal growth too. I realized that I needed to pay attention to what my leaders were saying was good to do. I kind of scared to talk to people in some ways. So I've had to get over that. And there's still definitely some things like picking up the phone and calling somebody isn't that comfortable to me unless I really know them. And there's different things that aren't that comfortable to me, but I'm learning to do them. And I think just mainly following the system. There's, this is it's like a roadmap.
Now, you mentioned you were getting in on more of the calls. Specifically, what calls?
Okay, so I get on this, I have a Monday evening team meeting, and there's a Monday morning team meeting, and then there's the focus calls every morning at 7:30. The Reed has a call every Thursday night. We did have them Tuesday and Thursday. Now we're doing them Thursday nights. There's some of the calls I haven't managed to get on just because of certain my schedule. let's see, and the grow weeks are fantastic. And if anybody missed any of the grow week, you can find those at the business. I think it's thebusiness.com. I'm still learning all of that. I don't have it all up here, and I'm not the most organized, so I have to hunt for something that I've misplaced all the time. But one thing I did do, and this has nothing to do with isogenics, but I think it's helped me. I am not an organized person. I'm in my 70s, and I always thought, okay, I should be able to do this to get my office organized. I should be able to do this. I finally hired somebody to help me, and it's been great. Big improvement. So I think
Me too.
growth is important.
Yeah, listen, I'm all about hire it.
Yeah,
Hire
yeah.
it, right?
Yeah, and I also really like Chris Estes' program, the Grow, what is it called? Let's see, what's that called? gettingstartedfast.com. Boy, like just today, for the first time, I had somebody come over. She's one of my, she signed up right away to be an associate in the beginning with Isogenics, or with Zija. Anyway, she was all gung-ho, then she didn't do anything. And then we would keep contact. And just last week, she said, I really want to do this. So we met together for lunch. I talked about this, gave her the blank forms. And then she came over today and we went through things, and we watched the last 20 minutes of Friday's Grow Week. We watched that. She saw how to get on, took the Getting Started Fast with Chris Estes. And it was fun for me. It was the first time I've had somebody over to the house and we've sat in front of the computer together. And I feel like I'm learning how to teach or lead. And so, but that was the first time.
You bring up a really good point. Learning how to teach, learning how to lead somebody. What you're really doing is you're using the tools.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to be the leader or the teacher. You are the leader or the teacher by taking your brand new person and providing them the resources they need.
Yeah. And oh man, Isogenics, the tools that they have provided for us is phenomenal. And I think that's why I'm able to do it, because they've given us the tools.
Can you briefly, because I want to open up the call here and let people ask you specific questions. But I'm the oldest one here, so I get to ask the questions first. Can you maybe share briefly what your day looks like? Daily method of operation. What you get up. What do? Do you go right to work? How many hours are you spending? What's your game plan for your daily method of operation?
Okay, so I get up, my alarm goes off at 6:30. I get up, get dressed. I have affirmations in my bathroom wall and I say my affirmations. And today, one thing I learned in Grow Week was it's handy to record your affirmations and then say your affirmations with your recording. And they said there's something about that. So I'm trying that. I just did that today. Mm-hmm. And then, make our shakes, get my husband and son up the door, and try to do it so I can get on the focus call by 7:30. And sometimes I'm a little bit late. And they're short. So they're only 10 minutes or so. So then I have to go back and watch.
Except for mine.
Yeah. Yours has gone over, but you're not the only one. But they're always worth it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then, so today being Monday, then right after that, I talked with Mary Lou, and I lined up with her. There were 3 things that were really important that I take care of. So I got those taken care of. And then the day just kind of didn't necessarily go exactly as planned, like some days do. And so, but you know, I got the main things done that I needed to get done. I haven't had a chance to use Penny. That's another fantastic tool. I haven't gotten in there today. So that's some work for this evening to work on Penny.
Now, did you find Penny to be a valuable part of, creating your daily activities for this last, recognition that you got?
Yes, I did. Let me see. I'm trying to think if there was some of the, yes, actually, Penny was, I'm looking at this list of names on here, and yet Penny did help.
Very good. Very
Yep.
good.
Yep.
I've been asking questions and trying to make sure that Sherry shares with us the stuff that would be the most important. What do you guys want to ask Sherry? Don't be shy.
Well, all right, Sherry, thank you for sharing your story. It was awesome to hear of somebody just making the decision to really engage, and that's what I took away from what I heard you were saying, that you started to re-engage,
Right.
and plug in to the calls and start showing up, and so then that's how you kind of jump started or kick started your business.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So how long did that take you? When did you really start like working your daily method of operation and goals down and starting movement towards achieving them? Like you said, being okay with a zero, but working to lessen the number of zeros.
Right. That's a good question. That's a great question. I started working with Mary Lou when I started back with CEJA. I don't think I had a really official daily method of operation though until, I guess I started the Leader in Action about 4 months ago was when I started keeping track. That's what it's, yeah. So I think that was probably the turning point there. Yeah.
So, well, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
the things that I was reading off, and I got that right off the Facebook post, 3 consultants, you hit director, there were other things involved there. What's the time frame of that? Was that over the last, say, 30 days?
Right.
So those accolades and recognitions, that was based upon the previous commission calendar month.
Yeah, from March 29th to April 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
March 29th, April 25th. Yeah, so we're like 2 weeks into the May commission calendar. How's your month looking like so far?
Well, I've got zeros except for I've got a lot of people that I'm talking with, but my first week it's 3 zeros and a 1. Because the 1, and see, if as a director it should be 2, but because I was a manager part of the week, then you can do 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I have things happening. I have things I'm talking to people. So I plan to have numbers in this second week.
Yeah.
Do you do a spread? You've got 3 consultants from last calendar month or commission month.
Yeah.
You do a strategy like trying to identify which one of those consultants you can get to manager so that you make sure you've got those points in that area?
That's a really good thing I will need to pay attention to.
Oh boy, I'm helping.
Yeah, you are.
I talked over somebody. Somebody was going to, Roger, were you trying to ask something?
Actually, I think it was Hans who wanted to join in.
Yeah, Hans, what do you got to say? Yeah, you, Hans. Oh, Hans is driving. Looks like he froze.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Sherry, it's always a pleasure to hear. We expect Pat Anderson to do stuff, and there'll be a new person come in that's already six-figure earner in a previous multi-level company. We expect them to do the deal. It's always such a joy to and forgive, this is not meant at all bad, but one of the average folks,
Exactly.
one of us, because I've done spectacular things in the past, but I consider myself one of the average folks because that's who I was when I started. I had zero background, zero talent. I had giant multi-million-dollar desire, but that was it. I tell a story. I showed up for my first meeting in wearing a blazer and a pair of slacks. The blazer is the one that I graduated from high school in, because I didn't own any dress clothes, and I was skinny back then. And actually the blazer I graduated from high school in was the one they gave me for work, the job for when I had to show up someplace and look nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't have anything going for me.
Yeah.
And we all know that it takes consistency and effort, and I can't tell you how proud I am of you. It's just so exciting to see somebody like yourself get all that recognition. And so now you're a director. What's the next goal?
Well, executive.
Have you put together your timeline for that?
No, I haven't, but I will.
Very, very good. We're in our closing moments. Anybody else got anything they'd like to ask Sherry?
I just want to say congratulations, Sherry. You're a demonstration of consistency of effort and
Thank
using
you,
the tools.
Amy. It's really nice to see you again.
Lovely to see you too.
Yeah, I'd like to chime in and say congratulations as well, Sherry, for your success. And I did want to ask, your daily method of operation, how important do you think your affirmation and your daily planning, how much credit would you give to that process?
I would probably give it a 99%, maybe 100%, because what I heard Emily Vavra talk about it one time on a call, and that was probably about a year ago. And I heard her say she puts her hand over her heart and says her affirmations every morning. So I started to do that, and I really do believe that is huge. I really think that's a very important thing.
Great, that's good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure there are other people, and Johnny, you might be one of those people who's more knowledgeable about that. A lot of this stuff is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and I get the part, from Think and Grow Rich. What the mind can conceive and believe can be achieved.
Yeah, so what she's effectively doing is cognitive reframing is what it is. And by repeating affirmations, you're rewiring your brain. So neurons that fire together, wire together. So we're very plastic. We have what's called neuroplasticity. And for a long time, there was a belief that the structure of your brain didn't change, but it has been proven scientifically that you can change your wetware, is what I call it, because it's totally plastic. So affirmations are a very good way to do it. You can totally rewire your personality. She did it. I've done it. Everyone's capable of doing it. It's right there. You just like you said, Fred, Napoleon Hill preached this 50 years ago, and now it's a reawakening, and everyone's beginning to take advantage of this. And congratulations, Sherry. I'm proud of you too. And thanks for coming to talk to us tonight.
Thank you, Johnny. It's been fun to meet you all. See you.
Johnny, and I appreciate what you said, and I'm going to throw another tidbit in there. Everybody can do this, but you know what? Everybody's doing it anyway.
Right.
Okay. Our self-speak is always there. Oh man, I'd sure like that. I'll never get there. What a nice car. I'd love to drive. I'd never be able to afford a car like that. We are programming our mind all the time.
Yeah.
As a man thinketh, so is he. So what you keep repeating to yourself, you become. And so stop the negative talk. Everybody. I quit it a long time ago.
Yeah.
one quick example, then I got to run because, you know, all of you know, and you do now, Sherry, I relieve my my helper at 6 so she can go home, and then it's me and mom. My son, you guys heard my son, my motivation to get involved in network marketing, special needs child. In his world, everybody said he was a terrible child. Everybody. Okay. He acted out. He's poster child dyslexic, poster child ADHD, poster child dysfunctional family. If you want to know how dysfunctional his family is, I was the normal one. Okay. That should really say it all. And he was terrible. I mean, you know, his mother hated taking him out in public. His grandmother hated taking him out in public. You know, and they lived with the grandmother. That should tell you a little bit about what was going on there. When he was with me, I'm not going to say he was perfect, because no 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old is perfect. But compared to, I mean, I used to take him to business meetings. One day we had a Saturday all-day deal. The VP of the company was coming in, meeting all the national marketing directors. People were flying in from half of the country to Newport Beach. I gave him the option of spending Saturday with my secretary, which he loved, April. You know, I said, you guys can play, you can do whatever you want, go swimming in the pool, whatever you want, or you can come to the business meeting with me. Gave him the option. He goes, I want to go to the business meeting. And he got dressed up. He had his little briefcase, his little, you know, tag said, you know, Jeremy, future national marketing director. And his mom said, are you crazy? You're taking him to a big shot, you know, meeting? That's crazy. He was so well-mannered right up to the very end. And then about the last hour of the day, he said, I'm going to go outside and play with my micro cars right outside. He was telling me that he was going to go and briefing me on where he was going to be, and he was going to be real quiet, and it was going to be okay. And why was that? Because I constantly said, son, you're such a smart boy. You're such a well-mannered boy. You're such a good-looking kid. That's all I did all the time. Always reinforcing the positive, minimizing the negative. Everybody has a bad day. And that kid today at 40 years of age is beyond where I was or where I would have been at 40 without multiple levels. Okay. Multiple houses, 6-figure income, you know, 5-year retirement plan. That's a kid that they said was never, they were talking about out of home placement going back in the day. So anyway, just had to brag a little bit and reinforce that. So brag on my kid, reinforce the thought. Great to see all of you. I'm going to jam. Sherry, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll get you that replay, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Brad.
All right, guys.
Hey,
We'll
Brad.
see ya.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.